This is Jonathan Ajayi, Fifth Pro Boxing fans. We're here at the press conference. Arthur Yarde 2 goes down December 4th at the Copper Box. With me is Anthony Yarde's new addition, James Cook MBE. How are you?
Not too bad, D. How you doing? So you good?
Yeah, good, thanks. An interesting press conference, obviously, we've just had. What did you make of it, first of all?
You know, to be quite honest, the coaches and sort of what happened shouldn't really happen. You know, I know it's different time, but you know it's about the guys then. You know what I mean? So the coaches they said a piece, but they shouldn't really bring what they're bringing like that because it was about the fighters, not themselves. You know. So I spoke to Pat just to calm down. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Obviously, both teams felt they won the first fight. It was a split decision. As someone who was an observer but not part of Anthony Yarde's team back then, what did you make of Anthony's performance, both positives and things he could have improved on?
You know, to be honest, I told him when we go back and watch the fight, I told him he lost the fight. You know, and at the end of the day, I tell people you got to give him credit anyway, just to be in there after losing so many family members at the time. You know what I mean? Two things going through your head, you know, and being a fighter, you get heated and you lose on points, you know, and it was close. You know, of course you're going to say things, and like I said to him, go back and watch the fight. You know, I'm an honest guy to say, you know what, I had you losing the fight. You know what I mean? And he accept that, you know what I mean? And he's just back to work now.
What did you feel that Anthony could have done more to win that fight, in your opinion?
I feel he could have put more combination together. You know what I mean? He could have definitely turned the heat up a bit, you know what I mean? But you see, people forgetting that, you know, sometimes being a boxer, certain things go through your head. You lost family member, you lost the world title fight, you know what I mean? A lot of things going through in his head, you know what I mean? But to be honest, like I said, I think he could have turned up the heat a little bit.
You told me off camera, we were speaking just before the presser started, that Anthony's one of the most talented you've seen. How much more do you think there is from Anthony Yarde that we haven't seen yet? You know,
like I said, you know, there's not a lot of fighters who excite me. I don't get excited over fighters, but you know, I've seen this kid. He's got a lot of talent. You know what I mean? And you know, when I see so much talent, to be honest, you know, from a boxing fan, I'm like a little kid myself. I just feel if he can get all this talent out, there's a lot more. I think not even he knows. There is, I mean, but there's a lot more I think can come out of this young man, you know. So I'm just hopefully I'm just there to correct and give him that little bit extra.
What do you feel like you've brought to the team along with Tunde that's going to help Anthony win this rematch? Reggae dancing, man. You guys know my reggae, man. I mean, they had no reggae music inside the gym. We've got to learn to dance to the rhythm. Once he's got the rhythm, he's good to go. In terms of sort of working with Tunde, how's it sort of worked out between you and Tunde, and how the dynamic works?
Yeah, it's good, you know, because you guys know me. You know, if you know, I'd hang around if it wasn't right. And the fact that, you know, they said there was a young team and they wanted somebody with experience. I'm just there to, when I see something wrong or could have do better, I guide it and say that could have been better. And you know what? They take that on board, and Anthony will ask, what can I do and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm just there to just hide that little bit, and they're listening, so I can't moan about that.
How much, though, better do you believe Lyndon Arthur will be in this rematch, and were you impressed with how he approached the first fight?
Yeah, definitely, because the point is I saw him control a fight, you know, in the sense with his jab. I mean, so I can't moan about it. This time he's definitely going to have to be on his game. You know what I mean? Because he's going to bring more, and Anthony going to bring more. So, you know, I think he's saying, well, what's Anthony going to do? He's going to bring it to me. Well, of course Anthony going to bring it to him because he's a challenger, so he'll have to bring it to him. So, yeah, he's going to prepare for that.
Just lastly, where does this rank in terms of fights you've been involved with? Not just because you had a great professional career, but in terms of this fight in your whole boxing career, where does this one rank?
I don't know, to be quite honest. You know, this one, you know, until the second fight, I'm going to give it about number 4 at this moment. You know what I mean? Until the second fight, because the first fight, you see one man controlling a fight with his jab, and he done it very, very well. You understand me? And I think you're right. There was more worried what Anthony got left, what he was going to bring to the table. You know what I mean? And it didn't happen. So this time, they've got to be more worried now what he's going to bring. So I think it's going to be a very, very exciting fight, you know?
And just concluding, you do a lot of great community work in East London. Just talk us through that and what you bring to the community and how important it is.
You know, this is why I said to people like whether, you know, Anthony and Tunde and anybody who achieves something, go back in the year and try and help the community out, because whether they see us on TV and the radio, the ears on the radio and stuff like that, I mean, at the end of the day, we're there to help out each other. I mean, if we can't help each other, we're going to leave a lot of community behind us. So this is what I bring, and I'm hoping that everybody else who I attend and call for will come and do the same thing.
James Cook MBE, appreciate your time. Any last words to the fans on what they can expect on December 4th?
Yes, I'm going to see Frank Warren to organise a date about the fundraiser for the club.
James Cook MBE, appreciate it.